If this is your first visit to the Bellflower Casino Resort, I hope you're finding it a pleasant one. I've owned this place for over 30 years. Running the Bellflower has been my life's work. A life which is almost over. I have terminal cancer.
Oh dear.
And I've been fighting it for years, but my time is coming to an end. I've already come to terms with my condition, but it leaves me with a problem. I never found time to start a family, and I don't have any close friends. This hotel is all I have to leave to this world. It's my legacy, but I have no one to carry on that legacy once I'm gone. I need you to help me decide on the best person to inherit the Bellflower.
I'm not
I've
great
made a
at that
list
sort
of
of thing.
4 candidates, each of whom has a strong connection to this hotel.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't know any of them very well.
All right.
I've invited them all here for the weekend under the guise that you want to do an interview with them for a book that you're writing about the hotel.
Okay.
Well, they're being paid a healthy stipend for their time, so you'll likely find them willing to answer any questions you may have.
Okay.
I want you to learn everything you can about them and report back to me if you discover anything relevant. Their names are Ashley, Mallory, Sarah, and the last one is a couple of newlyweds named Todd and Becca.
Right. Oh, already? Okay. Odd job. What's this then? Missed it. Right. Okay. Okay. Right.
Ashley is a magician.
Ooh.
She's been holding her magic show here at the Bellflower since we added a theater during our last renovation. She's been here longer than any employee, and she's as financially tied to this place as anybody, aside from myself. She's a private person, so I don't know much about her personal life.
Okay. Let's do the one by one.
Mallory is the unluckiest person I've ever met. She's also
someone
one
I
of the
know.
nicest. I've never seen so much tragedy befall such an undeserving person. I unfairly gave her a hard time when we first met, but we get along well now. I gave her a complimentary stay here at the hotel to apologize, and she wouldn't stop talking about how much she loved it here. I think she might even like my hotel more than I do. Like the others on my list, I don't know very much about her.
Oh dear. Right, what about Sarah?
Sarah is the daughter of the Goodley family. She's been staying here with her parents on family vacations for years. That family is so wholesome that they make the Brady Bunch seem edgy. They're a welcome breath of fresh air here in Las Vegas, and I love the idea of someone with very strong moral values like Sarah taking over the hotel.
Right, and then the couple, Becca and Todd. Okie dokie.
I barely know anything about those two.
Oh, okay.
Their names are Becca and Todd.
I got that.
I met them today when they were checking in.
Oh.
They came to Las Vegas to get married, and this trip is also doubling as their honeymoon.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it must seem odd to consider leaving my estate to a couple I barely know, but
exactly.
Honestly, I barely know any of the people I'm considering. I figure that if they're staying here for their wedding and their honeymoon, then they're going to have a very strong emotional connection to the Bellflower Hotel. Plus, it almost seems like fate that they happened to check in today while I'm trying to make this decision.
Weird, yep.
I'm counting on you to ascertain whether or not they're good people worthy of consideration as heirs.
Okay.
This is where Todd said we had to stay when we came to Vegas.
Yeah, we're in town for our wedding.
We actually ran into the owner of the hotel while we were checking in, and he overheard us saying we were getting married, so he upgraded us to a big suite, which was such a nice surprise.
And he was even more surprised when he asked if we wanted to be interviewed for your book. I mean, this is certainly turning
My
out to
book,
be a memorable
yes,
trip.
okay.
I would hope it'd already be memorable, but with our wedding and all.
Oh, of course. That was a poor choice of words on my part.
Okay.
My name is Becca.
And I am Todd.
We're from New York City.
Is that all you're going to give me? Okay, Vegas.
a Las Vegas wedding was her idea. I told her we could get married anywhere that she wanted.
Vegas seemed perfect. It's affordable, and it can double as a honeymoon.
Oh, plus it has casinos. She loves those.
Oh, and strip clubs. Todd loves those. He actually made a list of all the clubs he wants to see before we leave.
It was just a list of places. There's one club on the list, but it's places that I want to see from the outside.
Todd grew up in a very religious household, so he can be a little embarrassed about these things.
Okay.
It's okay, sweetie. I've seen your list. It's perfectly normal for a man to want to see naked ladies.
Awkward. Hey, Paragon, lurking
I
as
wanted
I'm
to get
in
married in a church.
phone
back
call.
home,
That is
but
fine,
that's
dear.
cool.
Do not worry.
Something original. Isn't that right, dear?
Yet we also couldn't afford a big wedding. You know, Todd's work has been a little slow lately.
I'm an actor, and all actors have dry spells. Just part of the industry. Plus, Becca has a lot of debt, so we probably shouldn't be spending too much money right now.
Right now he's actually playing Elmo in Times Square. He takes his picture with tourists all day. He's so cute in the costume.
Yeah, I'm not Elmo.
Okay.
Okay, legally, he is a generic red creature, but we all know who he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I took out a lot of student loans. I would have been more than happy going to an affordable law school, but Daddy insisted I go to Harvard if I wanted to work at the family firm.
Okay.
So, I will probably be paying that off for years. I don't know why Todd puts up with me and all my baggage.
Don't.
I don't think they're the best candidates, really. Family farm. Okay.
Kennedy, Seymour, and Cartwright. Michael Kennedy is my father. Barbara Cartwright is my mother. It's not the biggest firm in New York, but we do all right.
Yeah, they're an odd couple, I think. To be honest. Church.
Todd's family is very religious, very devout.
Well, I'm not as devout as the rest of them.
No, you're just being modest. He's the only boyfriend I've ever had who insisted on keeping his virginity until we get married. I mean, how impressive is that?
Okay. I bet that's bollocks. Actor. Hey, Dave. I'm good,
I
thank you,
think
dear.
street
How are you?
performer is more of an appropriate term. He's never done any sort of stage acting.
But I do have some exciting things lined up, actually. I'm going to be in an upcoming film in New York.
It's a role in an unpaid student film, but it's a great start.
It's a very
Okay.
promising student film. It's going to be seen by a lot of people, and the exposure is worth more than the money, believe me.
It's a film about campus safety. They say that new students are going to see it for years to come. I just wish Todd had booked a speaking part. He has the talent.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Thank you.
They sound like an odd couple to me, or is it just me? Student film. I'm good, thank you for the bits before. You are
I'm not
very
a student.
welcome,
I
dear.
just responded to
You're
an ad
very
on the internet.
welcome.
He actually dropped out of high school.
Very
I
odd. Yes,
wanted
very,
to
very odd.
Focus on my career.
Yes,
Yeah, I was actually
you're not wrong.
working for a cell phone company at the time, and it was a great job. I was making good money, and I wanted to move up, but they downsized, and a lot of us lost our jobs.
They laid off all the sign spinners at once, which was such a shame because Todd was so talented at it.
Oh, thank
We actually met when he was sign spinning on the corner at my apartment. He caught my eye right away.
Okay. That's Matt.
So I had just moved out of my parents' house into my parents' apartment building, and I didn't really know my way around the area. So I was running late for a meeting, and when I went outside, I saw Todd spinning his little arrow sign on the corner. So I went up to him and
Okay.
asked for directions, and instead of just telling me where to go, he spun his sign all impressively and pointed in the right direction. That was like the cutest thing.
Oh, well, she came back after a meeting and she asked for my number, and we went on our first date the next day, and I knew she was the one after our first date.
Oh God.
I knew it after the third.
Yep.
Oh, did you?
Okay. Let's go with parents' apartment building.
My parents own a small apartment building on the Upper East Side. They let me live there rent-free. I just pay for utilities.
Rent-free.
Todd's
Okay.
gonna move in with me once we're married. Apricot's gonna have to move out, but
Who?
it's totally gonna be worth it.
Is that a pet or something? New York City.
Oh, I mean, I love New York. We have the best sports teams, the best nightclubs, the best restaurants. It's such an incredible place to live.
Even if I didn't have to live there for work, I don't think I could ever move.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many things you can only get in New York. You can't get anywhere else. You should really visit if you haven't been before.
There's this
I've
brony
never have
convention
been
Todd
to
goes
New
to every
York.
year. I mean,
Never
even
been.
if he moved, he'd have to go back every year. No way he
Never
could miss
been.
it. It's all he talks about for a month leading up to it.
I'm curious. Who's Apricot?
My puppy. Her name's
Knew it.
Apricot.
Kind of knew it.
Unfortunately, Todd is severely allergic to dogs, so she can't be living with us.
Aw.
But I'm sure it won't be hard to find someone who wants to adopt an adorable little teacup Pomeranian. I'll miss her, though.
Convention.
It's a convention for My Little Pony fans.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds.
I mean, lots of adults go. Actually, it's almost entirely adults who go. Yeah, I think the TV show is super sweet, but I've only been with
I'm
Todd
sorry,
once.
what? My Little Pony?
They don't really like girls going. I think it kind of messes with the whole bro part of brony.
Oh my god. Michael Kennedy. Oh my god.
My father doesn't really like Todd.
Oh, maybe at first, but I think we get along better now.
Oh.
Todd really wants to impress my dad. That's actually part of the reason why we're having this budget wedding. I'm sure Daddy would have paid for a big wedding if I asked.
Oh, damn.
but Todd wants to prove to him that we're self-sufficient.
Oops.
And we are.
Daddy doesn't approve. Oh, that's funny. My mum, Barbara. Is this a game? Yeah, it's a game, my
Yeah,
darling.
my parents didn't get married
It is a
until
game,
years after
yeah.
they'd already been legal partners. At that point, my mom had already a long list of clients.
I
a
have
really
to
great
help
reputation,
a
so that's why she kept her
hotel
own last
owner
name.
who is
Plus, they
terminally
would have to
ill
change the name of the law
decide
firm.
who inherits.
Business cards, or to
it.
do signs, or a bit of a big hassle, right?
That's why I'm keeping my last name. So if everything goes according to plan right before my
Interesting.
dad retires, I will get made partner at the firm.
But I
that way
don't
there'll still be
think
Kennedy
I'm
in the
going to
name.
be letting these two
Also,
have it.
Becca Boner just doesn't really have a great ring to it for a lawyer.
Yeah, I can see that. Keeping last name?
It doesn't bother me. If she wants to keep her own last name to help her career, I'm in full support.
Todd's actually thinking about taking my last name. That way, if we ever adopt children, we won't have to explain why we have different last names.
Yeah.
Okay. Becca Boner is amazing. Adopt. Okay.
Oh yeah, Becca here loves the idea of adopting children.
Also, we can't really have children of our own because Todd's been sterile ever since his motorcycle accident.
Oh,
At
okay.
least my accident was cool.
Okay. Right, I've had enough of those two. Right. These look nice.
I'm Alice Goodley.
I'm Walter, and this is Sarah.
It's so nice to meet you.
We're from Utah.
That's right. What do they know about the hotel? His whole
We love this hotel. We come here every year on vacation.
Yeah,
We take a
yeah.
lot of family vacations together. The only thing better than seeing the world is seeing the world together.
This is my favorite vacation we take. I love coming here to Vegas.
That is true. It's all she talks about for months leading up to the trip.
I do get pretty excited about our vacation time.
Only vacations.
I take 2 weeks vacation from my dental practice each year so we can go on a family trip.
It's safe to say our Las Vegas trips are our favorite. This is our 3rd year in a row coming here.
Next year, I'll be old enough to go to the casino floor.
Sarah won't be 21 until next month.
Oh, excuse me. Las Vegas.
A few years ago, we heard that Las Vegas had undergone some changes and was very family-friendly now. Once we heard that, we just had to come check it out.
And we were not disappointed. There's a lot more to do here than just gambling and attending wild rock concerts. There's an aquarium, a history museum, and gondola rides.
We even found a soup kitchen that lets us volunteer every time we come here.
We do participate in some of the wilder activities, too. Last year, we toured the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I figured we are in Vegas after all. We might as well get a little crazy while we're here.
Gambling. Just curious.
None of us gamble, but I don't understand why it has such a bad reputation.
I've never gambled before, but I do want to try it when I turn 21 next year.
I've tried it. Gambling isn't really for me, but it seems like an innocent enough pastime.
Really? Innocent? Really? Rock concerts.
We've never been to a rock concert. We really
No,
should
neither have
go
I.
sometime, though.
Walter wasn't the biggest fan of rock music for the longest time, but it was Sarah that convinced him to give it a try.
All the rock music I heard growing up just seemed so edgy. I figured it wasn't for me.
Daddy just hadn't listened to the right bands.
That's true, because I wasn't the biggest fan of rock music either, when all I ever heard were Beatles and Billy Joel. If Sarah hadn't shown me that there were less rowdy bands out there, I'd probably still be missing out.
It is amazing how much Sarah's changed our lives.
Okay. Okay. Mallory. Okay.
What is there to say? I guess I'm a little bit down on my luck right now between jobs. I had 2 job interviews earlier this week, and I'm hoping to have more soon. I don't like to admit this usually, but it might be important for your book. I'm actually homeless currently.
Oh dear.
It might surprise you that I actually came from a fairly wealthy family. My dad was some sort of hotshot furniture salesman, and my mom was a cable TV installer. We actually owned our own house. It was double wide.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Oh, bless her.
I guess I always thought I'd be a big success like my parents, and I guess it's just all right that they're not around anymore so that they don't have to see what my life has turned into.
Oh.
You know, I didn't exactly meet their high expectations.
What does she know about the hotel?
I used to work at the Bellflower as a professional gambler. That's actually how I met Mr. Davenport. His security guards thought that I was cheating, actually, so they brought me in for hours and hours of questioning.
Oops.
Thankfully, they looked through the security footage and saw that I was not cheating. They could have just kicked me out, but Mr. Davenport was so kind. He actually put me in a room for a full week to make up for the trouble that had been caused. This is the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
Oh, bless her. Job interviews.
My first job interview was for a job selling jewelry.
Ooh.
I didn't have any experience, so they said they couldn't hire me.
Oh, dear.
My second job interview was at an adult video store.
Oh.
They needed someone to clean up those video booths after customers used them.
Oh,
I
okay,
also
okay.
didn't have any experience with this, but I really wanted the job, so I lied and said that I'd been doing it for 15 years already in 3 different cities.
Okay.
I thought for sure they were going to hire me, but for some reason they didn't. I guess that was karma telling me that I shouldn't have lied.
Well, oh yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't like to pry, but I'm going to ask. Homeless? Don't like to pry, really.
I wasn't always homeless. Actually, when I was in Alabama, I had 3,000 square feet to myself.
Oh,
I
nice.
felt like a wealthy land baron or something. But I didn't have a house on the land, but I did have a really nice tent at first. It was great. I lived there for a full year before I could save up for a house. Well, not a house. I actually bought an 8-foot by 10-foot shed that was fantastic. It was just as good as a house. It had a roof, 4 walls, a window, a door, everything I needed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why more people don't just live in sheds.
I live in sheds. And sheds aren't really that comfortable, dear. Let's be honest. This is a funny one, Virginia.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal.
It's kind of a big deal. I've had to go over a year without it.
Oh.
So
We've been together for 2 years, dear.
Oh,
I checked someone off my list last year. We promised we wouldn't have to tell each other that. The baseball player.
oh. Oopsie. Hey, Lauren, you okay, dear? I think she may have just put her foot in it. List. What's the list?
You know that list every couple makes of people they're allowed to sleep with if they ever get the chance to without it being considered cheating?
Yeah, which isn't really fair because I don't sleep with anyone and she knows that. So.
Well, I've been trying to change that for the past 2 years.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get into heaven. So.
Really? Well, I've been trying to get him into heaven for the last 2 years with no luck.
Well, aren't you supposed to be only putting famous people on your list who you don't know?
Well, I didn't know him when I made the list. I just so happened to meet him a year later.
Oh, convenient.
Besides, Todd put my sister on his list.
That was
God.
meant as
How are you
a
doing? I'm
compliment
good, thank you.
alone,
How are you,
okay?
dear?
She knows that I would never sleep with anyone besides me.
Yeah, my sister did not take it as a compliment. She's still kind of mad about it.
Sister. I'm curious. Yeah, sister. Rude.
My little sister Rachel, she's so competitive. It's kind of annoying. So I was kind of a prodigy in middle school, so I skipped a grade. And then she skipped 2 grades. And then I graduated 5th in my class at Harvard. So she graduated 4th. It's like her only goal in life is to be just marginally better. Yes.
The two of them have been at it since they were very young. Everything is a competition between them.
Yeah, competition, I rarely win. But luckily she did not go into the legal field. She took the easy route. Medicine.
Still,
I'm
though, sister,
kidding.
come
No,
on.
If she had joined the family firm, I'm sure she would have been made partner 2 years before me, despite being 2 years younger. But
Oh dear. Oops. Kind of hit a nerve there, did we, dear?
his friend Greg jumped over a bunch of people on his motorcycle trying to make a viral video.
Oh,
Todd and all
okay.
these guys, they were laid down head to toe leading up to the ramp. And Greg almost made it, but his back tire came down right between Todd's legs.
We don't need to describe every detail.
Oh, right. I actually have it on video if you want me to send it to you.
That's not necessary.
Greg. Okay. Hey, hope you're good. Well, I'd pop
Greg is my
in
best
on here
friend.
and leave you
He's a
in
great
work.
guy. He's a guitar player.
As a middle of
Oh,
something.
he's
That's
hilarious.
fine, Cara. Do not worry, my
he
darling.
does this bit every time I see him.
That's fine,
where
darling.
He tries to convince me to dump Todd and go out with him instead. It's so
Hope you're
funny.
well, though, darling.
It sounds a little mean, but it's obviously a joke. He does it right in front of Todd. I promise you, it's very funny.
Right.
Maybe you have to be there.
Oh, yeah, I reckon.
It's very funny.
I reckon we'd have to be there. Hey. Guitar. Okay. Do any of you guys in chat play an instrument?
Yeah, oh yeah, Greg is in a band. They're always trying to get me to join.
It's a Kiss tribute band called Hug with 2 Gs. Their whole gimmick is that they only play acoustic versions of Kiss songs.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not going to join.
That and Todd only plays the calliope. That's that steam organ they use in the circus, you know.
Hey,
Kiss
Glennis,
only uses
you
it in
okay
one
there?
song, so I don't really see why Todd would have to join.
Let's. Right. Okay, Ashley.
I'm Ashley. I live here in Las Vegas. I spend most of my time practicing magic, and I am single.
She
What
sounds
else do you
really
want to know?
exciting. Okay. I don't like her.
I've been performing my magic act here since the last time it was renovated.
Don't play an instrument.
Never heard of the place before that. I like it here. I like Mr. Davenport, too. He's very hands-off. I appreciate the fact that he doesn't try
Yeah,
to give
good.
me
Thank you,
input about my
Cornish.
show.
Yeah, I don't like her already. It's just. Yeah, I don't like her. She doesn't
really
seem all
talk
that
to him that much.
enthusiastic.
We
Do you
talked
know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit when this place was being renovated. My magic act was becoming popular, and I was looking for a place to take up residency, and he was looking for an act to host in his
I
arena.
don't play any instruments. No,
Worked out
neither do
great.
I.
We've
I was
really
just
only
curious if
spoken
you
a
guys
few
did.
times since then. Usually about business. I
Yeah,
guess you
she's
could
not
say he's
very
one of my best
enthusiastic, that
friends.
one, is she? She's really not. Practicing magic. I've never played any instruments. No,
When you're
me
part of a
neither.
magic show, you spend countless hours practicing. We only perform 4 nights a week, so it would seem like it's an easy schedule, but we spend maybe another 30 hours practicing. More if you're bringing someone new into the show. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't like her. I really don't. Can I speak to him at all? No, I cannot talk to him yet. Okay.
We had one in our house when we were growing up, and I actually didn't have any interest in playing it, but I learned it because it was there. So
He's kind of shy about performing in front of other people. I totally used to be the same way when performing gymnastics in front of an audience, so I totally get it. He keeps promising he'll play it for
Okay.
me, but he never does.
I promised her that
Apologies, guys,
My
if
birthday
it's
was 3 days ago.
going a bit funny every now and then.
Next year.
Holding you to it.
Okay.
The date. Okay.
We streamed The Notebook at my place. All my past boyfriends had refused to watch it with me. Todd not only agreed, but he cried multiple times while watching it. I knew right then if he ever proposed to me, I'd have
for
to say
dinner?
yes.
We had spaghetti bolognese. Past boyfriends.
Oh, there were a lot of them. Am I right?
They were
God.
all so full of themselves. Like, they were either rich or famous, or both rich and famous. The worst
Okay.
combination. That doesn't impress me.
They weren't as great as they sound. Okay.
No, some were actually very cool. But I don't really talk to them anymore. Todd gets a little jealous when I do. But Todd hangs out with all of his ex-girlfriends, except Lily, of course. But, I'm not really worried about them. If he's not sleeping with me, he's definitely not sleeping with them. So,
You want to hope. The face says it all. Lily? Yeah. Why not Lily?
Oh, Lily. She was just the worst. I wasted 6 months of my life dating her, and that is all that needs to be said.
she used to physically abuse Todd. I'm so proud of him for breaking up with her. Even more for talking about it.
It's not really what she makes it sound like. She doesn't know the whole picture.
I mean, Todd could have easily defended himself. But the thing about Todd is he would never hit a woman. Ever.
Well, no real man ever would.
Especially Lily. I mean, I don't think I could hit a 95-pound elderly woman either.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Go back to her. Shed.
That was the nicest place I ever lived.
In a shed.
Unfortunately, 2 weeks after I bought that shed, it was swallowed in a sinkhole. So
Oh.
there was really nothing left for me in Alabama. I decided to chase my childhood dream and move to Albuquerque.
Okay. Parents not around.
Oh, I've been an orphan almost my entire life. Yeah,
Aw.
my parents died in a fishing accident when I was really little. The only living relative I have is my Uncle Albert, but we don't really talk at all. He's been in and out of prison my whole life.
Oh, one of those. Oops.
My Uncle Albert? Oh, he goes back to prison all the time. He's actually serving a life sentence, but he keeps escaping. I don't
Okay.
know how he keeps getting out, but the guards catch him and put him right back in. Albert is from the dark side of my family. We didn't like to
Right.
associate with them very much growing up.
Okay. Let's go back to these. Dentist.
My father and grandfather were both dentists. All the men in my family were. Well, except for my brother Stephen. It's a family tradition.
Stephen is quite the rebel. He lives by his own rules.
He's a pediatrician in Salt Lake City. That's clear across the state from us.
He only comes to visit a few times a year, usually on holidays.
We do drive up to Salt Lake City once in a while. My friend Linda lives there too, so we get to visit her and Stephen in one trip.
Okay. Salt Lake City.
Our trips to Salt Lake City are one of the few things we have trouble agreeing on. There's just so much to do, and everybody wants to do something different.
I like to go to the zoo, Sarah likes the planetarium, and Walter likes the Natural History Museum.
We started
Okay.
playing a board game right before our trip. The winner gets to pick where
I
we
had
go.
pizza. Oh,
Sarah
lovely.
usually wins, but she's very gracious when she does. Last time she won, she picked the zoo to make Alice happy.
I won twice in a row. I would have felt selfish if I picked the planetarium both times. Plus, we hadn't gone to the zoo in forever. It wouldn't have been fair.
Isn't she just the best?
I love the zoo. Linda.
Linda was my best friend back in high school. She was a bit of a troublemaker back then. To be honest, I was a bit of a rascal myself.
It's true. Alice and Linda were big mischief makers. Now, it may seem hard to believe now, but Alice was quite
Sorry,
the
I was
prankster in
late.
her
Don't
teenage
apologize.
years.
There you are.
How come
At
I've
all.
never heard about this before?
Blimey.
Well, I'm not very proud of some of the things I did, so I don't talk about them much.
Can you tell me about one of them? Please.
Okay. Every April Fool's Day, Linda and I would send someone a pizza they didn't order as a prank. We paid cash, so it couldn't be traced back to us. And we'd also tip the driver so they wouldn't get stiffed in the gratuity.
I hope none of those people were trying to lose weight. That could knock someone off their diet.
We were young and reckless. We didn't think about the consequences back then.
Oh,
I
yeah.
understand. I certainly got into my fair share of trouble when I was younger.
Share of trouble. Okay. What's this then?
I've caused as much trouble as anyone. I was once suspended from school for smoking. Another
Oh.
time I got detention for a whole week for cutting class. I'm no angel.
Who is? Let's face it. Splendid.
I was walking to my
Thank
next
you.
class
Stay
when a
to the
kid I didn't know
hydrate.
dropped a pack of cigarettes. I instinctively picked them up for him, but just as I did, a teacher happened to see me holding them and sent me to the principal's office. I couldn't say they weren't mine without telling on the other kids, so I got suspended.
That same story of my
Worked
life.
out for the best. The kid eventually felt bad that Sarah was taking the blame for him and told the principal what really happened. Then he later became Sarah's first boyfriend.
Okay. What about her first boyfriend? I'm curious.
It's not what it sounds like. A couple of girls at school were playing a prank on this kid, Tommy. He was really unpopular. They pretended he had a secret admirer and started passing him all these fake notes. They were just building up his hopes to crush them. Eventually, so many kids got in on the prank that nobody even knew where it started.
Oh.
I didn't want to see him get hurt, so I pretended I was the admirer and we dated for 2
Oh.
months. He turned out to be a
Did you
nice
ever
guy, but
finish? It takes
I was
two.
only 17
No,
at the
we
time
haven't
and nowhere
yet.
near ready for a boyfriend.
No, we haven't finished it yet. No, we haven't played it for a month. But at some point when Cornish is home, we shall carry on with it. Yeah, I don't like this one. It's horrible. Not very enthusiastic, this one. No, we haven't yet. No, not yet. We will do. Magic Act. Okay.
Oh, it's understandable if you didn't know that I had my own magic act. I'm not on any of the posters. I used to be. But I learned early on that audiences
So
expect
good.
a
Me
magician
and
to
Chow
be
completed
male.
it off stream. Was so good. Ah.
So I hired a male
Glad you enjoyed
presenting
it.
actor as the magician. I started working as the assistant. But ticket sales, foomp, shot way up.
Yeah, I don't like her. She's not enthusiastic about things like the other ones are. I'm not surprised she's bloody single. Jesus Christ. So yeah,
I'm not great at dating. It's probably because
I
I
can
really don't
probably
enjoy
tell.
getting to know people. That's why I
You
think that
don't
dinner
seem
and a
like a
movie is
very
the
happy
perfect first
person.
date. You have just enough time to exchange facts about each other, and then the food comes and you can't talk because your mouth is full. Then you go sit in a dark movie theater where talking is frowned on, and you watch a movie. It's great. Especially if you're with one of those people who insists on talking all the time. I'm great at breakups, though.
I bet you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Not very good at dating. I've tried dating apps, but I haven't found any that I really like.
More like they don't like you, dear. Yeah, great at breakups. Wow. Okay. Heard it all now.
The problem most people make when they're breaking up with someone is that they try to be too nice. And that's very selfish. Not the good kind of selfishness either. When you're too nice with someone and you're breaking up with them, it makes them sad. It makes them
Well,
wish
they're
that you
gonna be
weren't
sad
leaving.
with,
It makes them
because you're
think that
breaking up with
maybe
them.
they should stay with you. When you're breaking up with someone, it is the one time of your life that you should be a complete asshole so that they actually feel relieved.
Yeah,
They feel
but
like a burden has been lifted.
what if the relationship ended just
You
like
should always be an asshole when you're breaking up with someone.
not bad?
That's why I'm very good at it.
Like it was a mutual decision, then that'd be different. You both wanted to end it. Do you know what I mean? She's horrible. I don't like her.
There are people who talk all the time, even when they have nothing to say. If you
They
have
just
nothing to say
babble.
besides hello or hi,
They're just babbling the whole way
why
through.
talk? I really don't enjoy misguided politeness.
Yeah, I really don't like her. I really don't. Okay, yeah, dark side of her family. Let's find out what that is.
We were always a little bit ashamed to be related to Albert's side of the family, to be honest. I mean, I know that I'm not some great success or anything like that, but at least I'm trying to better myself. Albert's mom was a lawyer, and his dad was a member of Congress for over a decade. It's like they didn't even try to have honest jobs.
Oh yeah, fishing accident. Let's do that.
My parents used to take me fishing on the southern coast of Alabama. I don't think we were supposed to be fishing at the spot they found, but there was never
Oh.
anybody around to tell us to leave, so we did it anyway.
Well, why
It was
not?
really nice and almost like a real vacation. Anyway, we didn't have a real boat. We had just 3 of those floating pool chairs that we'd like paddle out and just sit there and fish. It was really relaxing. Anyway, one day my parents caught an undertow and the current pushed them out deep into the ocean.
Oh
So
no.
luckily, I managed to get to shore, but it took me a while to find anyone for help.
Oh.
The authorities searched and searched for them, but all they could find were their pool chairs, empty.
Oh
It was
dear.
really bad, but I was placed into the foster care system.
Yes, this professional gambler.
Oh, that was the wildest thing. I actually ended up here in Vegas by accident, but
Oh.
while I was here, I figured I might as well try gambling.
Why
It
not?
turned out I was extremely bad at it, though, and I actually caught the eye of a wealthy man who asked me to be a professional gambler for him.
Right.
So he would give me money to play craps, and then he would bet on me losing. And we actually made a great team, and he made a ton of money off me. But
Okay.
the casinos started noticing what was happening, and they started kicking us out.
Oh dear.
Mr. Davenport was the only one who was really nice about it, though.
Why though? Why was he nice about it? In Vegas by accident. Who does that?
Well, I didn't mean to end up here, but I was on a bus on my way to Denver, and the bus stopped here, and I got off to use the bathroom, but I guess I took too long because when I came back out, the bus was gone.
Oh.
And it also had my luggage on it, so
Oh no.
when I got here, all I had was the clothes on my back. But I'm glad it happened because I had a really good time here.
Oh. Oh dear. In class.
I skipped study hall and snuck into the school gym. The principal caught me and I got a week's detention. It's really not a very interesting story.
Well, that's not the whole story, is it? You didn't mention why you went to the gym.
Okay.
I was
Let's hear
helping
it.
to set up a surprise party for the principal. His 25th anniversary at our school was coming up, so we had to do something for him. My study
Right.
hall teacher knew and gave me permission to skip class, but I couldn't say that without ruining the surprise party. Still feel bad about lying to the principal.
Now, honey, lying is sometimes okay when it's to help the person you're lying to, like when we got you your glasses.
I know, Daddy, but it still feels wrong.
Okay. Glasses. I wear glasses. I know someone who went
Sarah
out
used
on a
to
night
babysit a
out
little
and
girl
woke up
named
in
Emily.
Paris. Oh God.
She really
Wow.
looked up to Sarah. She always said she
That's
wanted to
crazy.
be just like her when she grew up.
One day, Emily had to get glasses, and she looked really cute, but she hated how they looked. She was super self-conscious about it, and she couldn't even stand to go to school anymore.
That's when Sarah came to me and asked if I could get her vision checked. She figured if she wore glasses too, then Emily wouldn't feel so bad about them anymore.
Daddy took me to get tested, but unfortunately my vision was 20/20.
I've never seen somebody so disappointed to have good vision. That's when I took Sarah to the mall to get her a pair of fake glasses.
Daddy's the best. I started wearing them whenever I was around Emily, and it worked like a charm. She started liking her
Aw.
own glasses almost immediately.
Bless. Dipped. He lived in Cornwall.
One
No
thing
way.
you should never do is stiff a service worker. Tips
Went
are
to one
most
of my
their income.
friends.
I'm
What's
ashamed to
boxing
admit I
match?
am guilty of that
Lost my
myself.
friend once, so
There
they
was a
got a
time
bit
where I
drunk.
didn't know you
And
were
yeah,
supposed
oh
to tip housekeepers when you stayed at a hotel. I've been traveling for years before I
Oopsie.
realized it. I have no idea how many housekeepers I stiffed without realizing it.
A lot of people aren't sure when they're supposed to tip and when they aren't. It's a big problem.
Well, I don't use a smartphone myself, but I hear one of the big problems these days is people don't know they're supposed to tip app workers.
I thought everyone knew that one.
Mm. Don't use smartphones, really?
We're a flip phone family.
I love flip phones. They're
Okay.
inexpensive, the battery lasts a full week, and they don't break when you drop them.
I like knowing Sarah has plenty of charge on her
That's
phone in
close. I
case she
don't
needs a ride.
remember.
Well, you know,
It was
if I had a
Brad
smartphone, I
Paul's
wouldn't have to bother you or Daddy
Right,
when I need
and
a
he was
ride.
called
I could just use an app.
Danny Gavin.
She's talking about those ride-share
Oh, God.
services. I just
Oh, so
don't
Cornish was there as
understand
well, was
those.
he?
I mean, when I was growing up, we were taught never to talk to strangers on the
It's
internet
funny.
and not to get into a car with a stranger. But now there's an app that literally lets you summon a stranger on the internet so you can get in their car. I don't understand why they're so popular.
I'm sure there's plenty of useful apps on those things, but everybody that I know that has a smartphone, they just text each other. I prefer having to call someone. It's more of a social interaction for me.
No, he wasn't there. Was blasted all over Facebook. Oh, okay. I getcha. Utah.
We are very lucky to live there. Our neighborhood is just dandy. But then again, I guess everybody says that about their hometowns.
We have friendly neighbors, a brand new school, and the best darn volunteer fire department you could ask for.
No, the
It's
fight
not
was in
perfect,
Plymouth,
though. Crime has
about
been on the
100
rise
miles
lately.
away from Cornwall.
That's true.
Oh,
Last Halloween, 2 houses
Okie
got
dokie.
toilet papered.
Yeah, a bunch of us pitched in and we got those houses cleaned up by noon. Still, it was kind of disappointing to know that something like that could happen only a few blocks away.
Cleaning up all that toilet paper was really fun, though.
That's our Sarah, always looking on the bright side of any situation.
famous. Yeah,
I used
these
to
two
date
are
this
just a
famous
really odd
singer.
couple to me.
I'm not going to name
A
drop
really
because
odd
that's
couple.
gauche, but you definitely know who he is.
A lot of women have been with musicians, and to be honest with you, we all know that musicians are not one-woman men.
It was actually pretty serious between us. I mean, he asked me to move in with him. I met his parents. It was kind of the real deal.
Oh, well, guess he was a good one, but I feel bad for her because he broke up with her.
Actually, I
Oh.
never told Todd this, but I was still with the singer when I met him. I didn't break up
Oh.
with the singer until we became official.
Oh.
It's crazy to think, if I hadn't met Todd when I did, I totally could have been married to the wrong person right now.
So, you cheated on him with me.
So I never told you this.
She's definitely with him for his money. Oh, certainly, yeah. Yeah, certainly. Was this proposed? Okay. How
Todd's
did it happen?
proposal was the most unique one I ever had.
How many people have proposed to you before me?
You were the fourth. I told you this.
The fourth? Oh my
Oh,
god.
the first guy was at the Eiffel Tower. Ugh, so cliche. Second guy did the whole, wedding ring at the bottom of a champagne flute.
Does
at the
he have
five-star
money? Yeah, I
restaurant on
think he has
Valentine's
money.
Day. We've all seen it.
He's an
These
engineer.
guys have no originality.
The third guy was the worst. He had the proposal up on the Jumbotron at a basketball game. Like, how was that supposed to impress me? He literally owned the basketball team. He could make it say anything he wanted. That sort of stuff, it doesn't go far with me.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just the lucky one. You know? What's the next question?
Oh, good. That was awkward.
Seymour was an older man at the firm. He retired when I was very young. I didn't know him very well.
That it?
Okay, so Todd was helping me lose weight at the time.
Oh, really?
She asked me to help.
Okay.
And, I'd asked this of other boyfriends before, and they always dismissed me. They were like, "Hun, you're perfect as you are." And I was like, I don't want you dismissing me. If something's important to me, I want my boyfriend to take it seriously,
Again,
too.
I was just trying to help. That's all I was.
Oh, he did more than that. He tracked my weight loss. He kept a log of everything I was eating. I mean, it was like having my own personal trainer at home.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, she laid out everything she wanted me to do, and I just did what she asked me to.
And there was like this stubborn last few pounds I just could not seem to get off no matter what. So Todd told me he would marry me if I hit
never
my
knew
target weight.
that.
And that was all the incentive
Oh.
I needed. I shed those last 3 pounds.
Oh.
Stat.
Yeah,
I lost it
you
so
already
fast he didn't
talk
even have
about
time to
his
save
job.
up for the ring.
What was it?
Well, I thought I was going to have more time.
I literally just didn't eat.
I don't
for 4
remember.
days. It was all the motivation I needed.
I can't remember. The ring, yeah.
We just decided to skip the whole engagement ring thing and the wedding band thing.
Okay.
It's such an outdated concept. Plus, Todd thinks it's a waste of money.
Well, engagement rings are a scam. There's a great Adam Ruins Everything video about that, actually.
Yeah, plus I deal with a lot of high-profile clients at work, so if I had a ring, it would have to be huge, something that Todd couldn't afford, really. I know that sounds shallow, but
It does, yeah.
people really do judge you for the clarity and size of your diamond, so yeah, it's best
Basically,
I just
she's
don't have
just
one at all.
interested in money, basically, and that's it. Dating apps. I know that, but I know I showed you.
I don't
It was
particularly
around the
like
time
any
we was
of the
living
dating
together.
apps out there right now. They're all designed to let you chat with the person before you meet them. If you chat with the person before you meet them, then you find out how horrible they are and you don't want to meet them. Then you don't
Okay.
even get the social rewards of having gone on a date. You know what I want? I want a dating app where you don't ever have to go on a date. Where when you match with a likely candidate, the app
Okay.
takes the photos that you have each submitted and places them in a likely dating scenario. Then it returns the photo to you. You can put that photo on your social media platforms,
Right.
and it
I
looks like
forget
you've
my
been on a
name
date,
sometimes, bro.
and you've never had to go on a date. Everybody wins.
Yeah, I don't like this woman. She's not getting the hotel. Not for shit. Magician.
Oh, we promote it like it's his show, but he's essentially worthless. He doesn't
Okay.
do much of anything. I've actually replaced the actor that's played the magician 3 times. Audiences never noticed. They're fine as long as there's someone on stage who looks like they expect a magician to look. Usually
And-
with a goatee.
Right,
For some
okay.
reason, a goatee is mandatory.
Right. Weird. Misguided politeness. This game is so weird.
It's like when someone tries to do something nice, but it has the opposite effect. Like you're walking towards a door, and you're too far away, but someone decides to hold it open for you anyway. So then you have to rush to get through the door so they don't awkwardly stand there holding it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's easier than rushing through a parking lot to get through a door? Opening it yourself when you're there.
Okay, that I can agree with. Best friends. Does she have any?
I don't like interacting with people unless there's a purpose.
So basically, she has no
I would
friends.
say I'm a people person, but I grow weary of them quickly if they overstay their welcome or talk.
Owning this hotel,
I
dear,
prefer quiet
means
types who
being
show
a
who they
people
are by
person.
their actions.
You're not getting it. You
A
ain't
lot
getting
of people
shit.
will have shallow, fake friends who will tell you all about their day, but they'll never lift a finger if you need to move or get rid of a body. I really don't
Why
like
would you need to get rid of a body? Yeah, exactly. Get rid of a body. I'm curious.
I've never had to get rid of a body.
Why say it?
But if I did, I wouldn't be stupid about it. You know, everybody just tries to bury the body or throw it in a river with something heavy on it, trying to keep the cops from finding it.
Okay.
The cops are going to find the body. But if I was going to get
They'll
rid
find
of
it
a body,
eventually,
I
yeah.
would throw it in the river with a bungee cord harness
A
attached
what?
to
A
it. And then I
bungee cord
wouldn't attach the
harness.
other end to anything.
Right.
So when the cops found the body, as they're going to, they wouldn't assume it was murder. They would just assume it was someone stupid who deserved to die. I mean, people win Darwin Awards every day. Why not take advantage of it?
Right. Okay. Darwin Awards.
You've never heard of the Darwin Awards?
I was asking you a
They're
question.
my favorite.
Oh, you
They're
actually
named
like
for
something?
Charles Darwin, based around his survival of the fittest and genetics and stuff. So, whenever someone dies doing something that is so stupid, they do the human race a favor by draining themselves out of the gene pool, they get a Darwin Award.
Oh, God.
I used to love watching them on the internet, but now really it's just fails. They aren't legitimate Darwin Awards. So I watch a lot of roller coaster disasters instead.
Okay.
They're great too.
Oh, God. My goodness gracious me. Foster care. Let's ask about that. I don't like to pry in people's lives. Do you
I
know what I mean?
wasn't in the foster care system for very long. When I was 9, I was placed with a foster family, but unfortunately, my foster parents died the first night that I was with them.
Pardon?
A burglar broke in and murdered them.
That's
my foster
just
mom was able to call
unlucky.
the police, but by the time they
Oops.
arrived, they were already dead.
Oh, no.
And the police couldn't find the burglar anywhere. The prosecutor on the
Oh.
case assumed that I had murdered my foster parents
Oh.
and even accused me of killing my birth parents. So he got the judge to sign off that
I
I
can
was going to be
understand
tried as an
that.
adult instead of a child, even though I was only 9. Luckily, they did find the real killer, and it turns out he was just really good at hiding, and he was in a crawl space under the house.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, due to this legal loophole that in Alabama, I was now considered legally an adult. So I was out of the foster care system and I had to find a job. So
Oh.
I worked in a coal mine. It wasn't the work I wanted to be doing, but it paid something.
Well, yeah.
And then when I was 18, I moved out of Alabama.
Okay. Moved out.
I didn't have much money saved up, so I had to hop onto a train like they do in the movies. Only it wasn't exactly like how they do it in the movies because there were no big empty cars with those open sides that you could just hop right onto. The best I could find was a small platform that stuck out from the train a couple of inches. I was able to put my feet on that, and then there was a handle that I could cling to. I
Okay.
figured that I could just stay like that for an hour and then I'd be across state lines, but unfortunately, the train picked up a lot of speed and I was stuck clinging onto the train up until Detroit.
Oh dear. Oh, whoopsie. Oops.
Well, I hadn't intended on going to Detroit, but
Where
since
were
I
you
was
going?
there, I decided to make the most out of it. I got a job as the mascot at a children's restaurant. It was kind
Oh.
of a cheap ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese. And
Oh.
I had a costume that wasn't so much a cute mouse as a
Scary rat.
But luckily, the kids
Okay.
didn't seem to mind too much, but I was only there for a little bit anyway.
Ah.
The first time I got my paycheck, I went to the bank and I was still in my rat costume.
Oh
And
no.
unfortunately, 2 bank robbers came in also in costume. So
Oh, no.
when the police showed up, they assumed that I was with them and arrested me
Oh
along with
no.
them.
No way.
I was able to sort things out at the police
Oops.
station and I got off, but my picture in costume was already
This
in the
girl
newspaper.
really doesn't have
so
much luck,
my
does
boss
she?
didn't like seeing his mascot on the front page of the newspaper for bank robbery, so I got fired.
Oops. Oopsie. Bless her. She doesn't have a lot of luck, does she? Soup kitchen.
We all love doing charity work, but to be honest,
Oh, so
Alice
do
and
I.
I don't
I've
find
not
nearly
done
as
it
much
for a
time
while,
as we
though.
should. Sarah, on the other hand, always finds the time.
She volunteers every week at an assisted living facility, a food bank, and an animal shelter.
Oh,
I
an
wish
animal
I had her
shelter.
youthful energy.
Thank you. They're just being modest. They both do plenty.
When I was younger, I did what I could. Now all I really do is make the occasional donation.
What about when we went to the beach last summer?
That's true. We spent the day cleaning the beach, and we had a contest among ourselves to see who could collect the most trash bags worth of litter.
Daddy won by a full bag.
Oh
It
god.
doesn't matter who fills the most bags. What matters is doing our part for the environment.
Every piece of litter you pick up off the beach is one less piece that'll make it into the ocean. That's what Daddy always says.
Okay. Animal shelter. I love animals.
I've been
I
helping
love
out
them.
at the shelter for over a year now. I love working with the animals.
We used to be part of the neighborhood pet patrol.
Whenever anyone in our town lost a pet, we'd post flyers and work the phones until that family had their missing member back.
I miss doing that.
We used to be part of the pet patrol, but it's handled online now. I hear it's very efficient, but we don't have the internet in our house, so we're not part of it anymore.
So yeah. Don't use the internet. Really? Okay.
I know people who have internet in their homes, and it does seem pretty useful, but there is a lot of bad stuff online.
I've been online, and there's a lot of good stuff on there too.
I'm sure it has its uses. It's just too easy to stumble across unpleasant language or other bad things. I just don't want it in my home.
Walter's dental practice does have its own website. People can book appointments online.
My secretary Janet runs the site for me. We have internet at the office, and she is great at using it. She spends some of her downtime on a website called the TikTok.
Oh,
The
I've never heard of that one. What is it for?
It's TikTok,
Honestly,
not the TikTok.
I have no idea. Janet has showed it to me multiple times, and I just can't wrap my head around it.
The TikTok. Love it. Volunteer fire department. That's my spot.
Being on the volunteer fire
Okay.
department is considered a huge honor in our town.
There are too many volunteers every year, and they can only let in so many people, so it's very competitive.
Well, the exception is on Thanksgiving. During the parade, they make everyone in town an honorary member. It's a nice gesture, and everyone gets very excited about it.
We go all out for Thanksgiving.
We go all out for all holidays in general. You should visit on Independence Day. We have a top-notch fireworks show every year.
Oh, and don't forget about the Easter egg hunt. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
Easter egg hunt. That actor has like 20 million TikTok followers. Love the way you said the TikTok. Oh. Egg hunt. I love Easter eggs. Love them.
You'd think the hunt was just about the kids, but it's just as much fun for us grown-ups too. The night before the hunt, all the adults get together and spend a few hours hiding the eggs. The next day, all the kids spend a few hours looking for them. It's like the adults get to play too.
Sarah takes hiding Easter eggs very seriously. Some of the places she finds to hide them are downright diabolical.
Well, I remember what it was like hunting for eggs as a kid. The best feeling was when you'd find an egg in a hard-to-find spot. If someone doesn't hide them in places like that, then the kids won't get a chance to feel like that.
Sarah never does anything without giving it her best effort. You should hear her music lessons.
High profile clients, okay. You like anything chocolate, babe?
Our
Yeah,
firm
yeah,
represents
that's very
a
true,
number
dear.
of well-known clientele.
Yeah.
I'm not really at liberty to name names.
Anything chocolate,
but
I'll munch
there's
on
a
it.
few athletes and politicians who you might have heard of.
You know, I was actually an athlete. I was the star player on my high school football team. And I would have gone pro. Everyone would know my name, but I had a knee injury, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him. He would have totally made the NFL had it not been for the injury. I mean, once he kicked a 20-yard field goal in a high school game, like, that is extremely unheard of, from what I understand.
Okay.
I almost went pro in gymnastics, but that didn't work out for me either.
Gymnastics. I was never very good at sports.
When I was
I
very
tried my
little, I
best.
trained under the famous Italian gymnastics coach, Sergio Endolini. My parents were convinced I was going to make it to the Olympics. I had the leotards
Stop.
and...
That's enough. Sergio Endolini isn't a real person, all right? We're not married. The only reason I said we were married is because I wanted to get a free room upgrade at the hotel.
As you can tell, he's a cheapskate.
Well, as you can tell,
Oh.
she is a hooker.
Okay, I'm not a hooker. I am a sex worker.
Oh, so I'm so
And we
sorry.
didn't even have sex because you were busy crying the whole time.
Not
So-
true, not true, not true.
No, it
Okay.
is kind of true. The only reason I'm still sitting next to this person is because I wanted to be paid for this book, so... And now you've ruined it, so thank you.
I ruined it.
Yeah, you
You're the
did.
one who made
I
me look
knew
like a
they were
complete
too odd
loser.
to
Kind of
be
is.
together.
You know what? I'm sorry for wasting your time. Goodbye.
Can I still get paid?
No, fuck off. Oh, I knew they were too much of a weird couple. I'm sorry. Let's be honest. Let's tell him.
Well, that's disappointing. I guess there's no reason to consider them as potential heirs anymore.
Nope. Nope. Assistant.
I'm not mad about it. My act has actually gotten a lot easier since I started working as an assistant and not the magician. I'll let you in on a little secret.
Okay.
The assistants are actually the ones who perform all the tricks in a magic act. The magician really is just there so that people have something to keep their eyes on. They're going to watch him, see if they can figure out the trick, see
That's
if he's doing
true.
anything sneaky. Everyone really
See if they can
just
figure out how
ignores
they-
the
how they
girls
do
in the
their
shiny
magic
outfits.
tricks.
But we're the ones making the tricks work. Now, magic is all about misdirection. The magician is the biggest misdirection of all.
Okay. Misdirection.
You can get away with anything as long as someone's attention is focused on something else. That's the key to all of magic, half of life. Everyone knows it. Nobody cares. Back when I
Okay.
really was an assistant, I worked for a magician, the great Zambini. He based his signature trick on this very thing. See, we were part of a traveling carnival, and our stage was outdoors. At the beginning of the night, the back of the stage, a Zamboni was parked. It was the Zamboni. And he would tell the audience that at some point during the evening, he was going to make the Zamboni disappear and no one would notice. So about halfway through the evening, we would have this assistant come out that the audience had not yet seen. Her name was Kelly. She was
Okay.
particularly alluring. And the other assistants and I would help her up on top of a platform, and we would begin tying her up with scarves. We'd really take our time about it, make it very erotic. And Kelly would wiggle and pout and make these cute little squeaky gerbil noises. While this was happening, Zambini would pull out his keys and drive the Zamboni off stage. Then he
Okay.
would run back. We would
Odd.
make Kelly disappear in a fairly standard trick and when it was done, Zambini would be standing where the Zamboni was with his arms outstretched, like he had just accomplished the most amazing feat in the world. And the audience loved it. They would clap like it was the best thing ever. It was grotesquely sexist,
Oh.
but it worked.
Okay. Kelly. My little moo cows.
I haven't talked to her since we worked together. I'm sure she's doing fine. Supremely attractive people have it very easy. I'm sure she married rich or got kidnapped by human traffickers and sold on the black market. Either way, she's living in a big house with someone else paying all the bills. She's great.
Mm. Human traffickers, okay.
They say human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry, and I want to know how they know that. Are human traffickers reporting income tax, or are they just making up numbers?
Wow. Traveling good. All right, okay.
When you're starting out in this industry, you will take anything you can get. It was rough. I was on the road for 6 months. Before that, I was an assistant to a comedy magician. It was even worse. I'd still take that over any normal job. Oh, comedy magicians. Awful. None of it's real magic. It's all just jokes.
Okay.
I don't have any jokes in my act. Well, I have one, but I don't do it every night. I just save it for when I have a heckler.
Okay. Wealthy man. Okay, let's have a look at this one.
Oh, he was a rich person just like you'd see in the movies. I mean, he had a 3-piece suit on with a jacket and a matching vest and everything. His car had a hood ornament on it, and he even had brown socks to match his brown shoes. I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money. I think the first thing I might do would be to buy a monocle, though.
A monocle? What? Am I being stupid?
I've wanted a monocle my whole life. I've had really bad vision in one of my eyes since I was a little girl. This
Aw.
one time I found a pair of glasses that had a missing lens, but the lens it did have was very close to my vision needs. So I had that. It was perfect. Almost perfect. The lens was on the wrong side, so I did have to wear them upside down.
Oh no!
Eventually, I tried to take the lens out and put it in the correct side, but when I did, the lens cracked and I couldn't wear them anymore.
I turned them upside down. Whoopsie. Oh, bless her. Doesn't have much luck, does she? Oh.
Well, I wasn't in Denver proper, but I was about half an hour away at this ski resort very close by. Anyway, I worked at the ski resort first as a ticket salesperson, but then I studied and worked really hard to become a ski instructor. But sadly, like all my jobs, it didn't last. The first time I took a group out to go skiing, I was supposed to bring them to an intermediate level hill, but unfortunately I read the color coding wrong and I brought them to an advanced hill. There's a huge difference between an intermediate hill and an advanced hill.
Oh.
I, of course, lost my job.
Oops. No surprise there. All your jobs? Sounds like it.
Oh, I've done it all. I've delivered pizzas. I had an ice cream truck.
Oh.
I worked in a pet shop. I even worked on a cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
I've had some truly wonderful jobs, but sadly nothing ever worked out.
Aw. That's a shame. Pizza delivery. Oh. Pizza.
I worked at a really fancy pizza place that had a big dining room and everything. It was great. Anyway, the owner, my boss, was trying to sell it, so the potential buyers were coming in to see it and to go over the books. The owner said that we had to look as busy as possible when they came in to make a good impression.
Let me guess,
so
you weren't that
anytime there was
busy.
extra space in any of the pizza ovens, we just started making cheese pizzas. I was given the cheese pizzas anytime I was making a delivery, and I was told that I needed to just throw them in the dumpster, but I felt really weird about doing that because the town had a lot of homeless people. So
Aw.
instead, I decided to do a good deed and pass them out to them instead.
Oh.
After the potential buyer had looked through the restaurant, he was being driven back by my boss to his hotel room, and on the way, I guess they saw about 20 homeless people with our very distinct pizza
Oh, no.
boxes. I don't know what he thought, but he didn't end up buying the place after all, and I lost my job.
She was, bless her, she was trying to help people. Oh, she was trying to feed the homeless. Oh, bless her.
I got a job at a pet shop, but I only worked there a few weeks before I got fired, unfortunately.
Oh, dear.
Before I worked there, I really didn't know anything about animals, so I did learn a lot on the job, thankfully. Anyway, my boss would have me open up, and then he'd come in a couple hours later, around noon. And one day, we got a hamster delivery, 2 hamsters, and my boss had left a note saying, put them in a fish tank.
Right.
The thing is, my boss didn't specify it was supposed to be an empty fish tank, so I put them in a fish tank that had fish and water in it. It also
No
had
way.
a lid on the top.
Right.
Anyway, the hamsters almost drowned, but thankfully we had this machine that was pumping air into the bottom of the tank, so
Oh, no.
the little guys were really smart and they took turns breathing out of the air hose.
Oh, my God. This woman. Oh, my God. Food bank. Poor girl.
Sarah used to only volunteer there once a month. She wanted to work more, but they didn't need the help.
True, but when Sarah wants something, she finds a way to make it happen.
While working there, I learned that a lot of the local homeless people were illiterate.
She talked them into letting her use their facility to hold a literacy class once a week.
It's every Friday night from 6 to 9. There wasn't a lot of attendance at first, but it's a pretty full class now. And I've made some good friends there too.
It's the one night a week that I let Sarah stay out until 9:30. Now, I don't want her coming home that late, but she's really making a difference in people's lives.
9:30 is late, yeah? Okay. Music lesson. I wouldn't say that 9:30 is late.
Sarah's learning to play the piano.
I'm not that good, but I'm trying really hard to get better.
Well, at the rate she's improving, though, she might be a famous musician by this time next year.
She's exaggerating. I wouldn't want to be famous anyway. Piano for me is just like a hobby, like you're knitting or daddy's gardening.
Don't want to be famous. That made me not.
When people get famous, they move to a big city so they can make lots of money. Once they've made all that money, they move to the place they really want to live. I already live in the best place I can imagine, so why would I leave in the first place?
Okay. Just a living facility.
I love volunteering there.
Some of Sarah's best friends are residents there.
She's talking about Harold and Eleanor. I've learned so much from them.
They love having her there too. They tell me all the time.
Walter and I thought we did our fair share of volunteering, but Sarah puts us to shame.
It really shouldn't count as work if it's fun to do.
What? My sword's gone. What? I'm confused. No, it's back. Strange. What? Oh, you mean the mod thing? Oh. No, it's still there, my love. It's still there. You're still mod here. It's all good. It's all good. I can't believe those two. I knew that they were just such an odd couple. Normal jobs.
I've tried working normal jobs, but they all have the same problem. You have to deal with annoying people.
Oh, yeah.
Not allowed to hurt.
She doesn't like people.
I worked in a call center once. That wasn't too bad.
Sure.
You couldn't touch the people to hurt them, but we were given scripts, which I'm sure were designed to emotionally torture whoever we talked to.
Probably.
The sadists that wrote them were really good at their jobs, too. Yeah. Oh, and there was this computer system they had to navigate before they were ever even allowed to connect with us. Did a great job of wearing down their will to live. By the time they got to us, they're hanging on by a thread.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was nice.
She's a weird one, isn't she? Annoying people.
Most people are annoying. Some people take it to a whole new level. Some people are professional at it. Like those people who work in lotion kiosks at the mall.
Okay.
They know their product isn't any good. If it were any good, they would sell it in a store. But no, they're at a kiosk, harassing people who walk past until someone is so guilty that they can't just ignore them, and they stop. And then the lotion people start putting lotion on this poor chump. And it's awkward. And the person can't get away. And they massage them. And it's awkward. And the person can't get away. Until this poor slob buys something that is unnecessary and overpriced just to make it stop. Whenever I see those people, and they've got someone in their clutches, I just walk up and I say, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
She's
Never
so
seem to know
weird.
how to respond to that.
Yeah, she's so weird. Real magic.
No
Those
one
tats
ever
look fake.
uses
I was
real
thinking that, yeah.
magic in their magic act.
I was thinking that. But you never
It's
know.
all parlor tricks and very bendy assistants who can fit into small spaces. Machinery. Audiences just like to pretend it's real. If anybody ever came out and started performing sorcery or blood magic, the audience would lose their mind.
Okay. She's such a funny one.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Oh.
Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to move to a big city. You know, one of those places that musicians write songs about? A place like Albuquerque. When I finally moved to Albuquerque, it
What a name,
exceeded my
Albuquerque. I can't even
expectations.
pronounce that.
All the glitz, all the glamour.
I just
it was
googled
incredible.
her.
And the best part was the
She
people
has
were
the
really
tats
nice.
in one of
It
the
was great.
first pics.
I'd probably still
Oh,
be
so
there
they are
today
real
if it
then?
weren't for the puppy incident.
Oh. Okay. Ice cream truck. Oh, I love ice cream. What's people's favourite flavoured ice
It was
cream?
a dream of mine for a really long time to have my own ice cream truck. I love the idea of having my own business, being an entrepreneur, and selling wonderful sweet treats to people over jolly music. Anyway, it took a really long time, but eventually I did buy my own ice cream truck. Well, it wasn't actually an ice cream truck. It was an El Camino, and it had 2 freezers full of ice cream in the back. So anytime I wanted to sell ice cream, I'd just have to park and get out and go around back. It was great, and I'd still be doing it if I hadn't lost my license.
Oh, God. Oh, this poor girl. Honestly. Lost driver's licence. My goodness.
I wasn't just selling ice cream out of my El Camino. I was also living in it.
Oh,
The ice cream chests in the back were plugged into the cigarette lighter inverter, so the engine had to be running at all times so that the ice cream wouldn't melt. This made it really hard to sleep. Anyway, one night I had a few drinks
Plain
and I
for
was trying
me.
to
Oh,
sleep, and
bless
of
ya.
course the engine was still running so that the ice cream wouldn't melt, and a policeman came over to see what was happening. I didn't know this, but you can actually get a DUI if you're drinking while your engine's on, even if you aren't moving. So I ended up being sent to prison.
Oh, God. Okay. Prison? Oh, my God. Poor girl.
I actually got really lucky with my prison sentence. I was
Okay.
sentenced to 3 months in prison, but they let me out after 2. Also, I was sent in right before Christmas, which was
Oh,
great
no.
because on Christmas Day, they gave everybody a delicious cinnamon bun.
I
It
don't
was
do
the best
cinnamon.
bun I've
I
ever
cannot
had.
stand cinnamon.
I guess
Ugh.
sometimes Lady Luck is on my
No.
side.
Cinnamon is just the worst for me. The puppy incident? Oh, okay. Oh, God, okay. Oops.
A little boy had lost his dog, and the entire community banded together to try to find it.
Oh.
Every business had some sort of poster in the window asking for people to find the dog, and I actually came across the dog, but unfortunately it was already dead, so I buried it. And then I wanted to do that thing that they do in TV shows where you replace one dead animal
With another.
a new
Okay.
alive animal that looks
No
the
way.
same. So I went to every pet store in town until I found a dog
No
that looked
way.
like the dog that I had buried that had died.
Oh no.
I brought it to the little boy's family and they seemed so happy. It was great until about 2 weeks after that when I found out the truth. The little boy and his family weren't looking for a lost pet. Unfortunately, they were looking for a dog that had bitten the little boy. They wanted the dog to see if the dog had rabies.
Oh.
Since I didn't bring the correct dog back, they couldn't test the dog, and it turns out the dog that bit the little boy did have rabies. That's why he died.
Oh.
The story doesn't have a happy ending for the little boy,
Oh
and
no.
I couldn't face the townspeople anymore, so I had to move out of Albuquerque.
Oops. Oopsie. Gardening.
I like to make sure my family's eating at least some natural organic food.
Everything is so processed these days, and you can really taste the difference when you eat fresh vegetables straight from the garden.
Daddy works really hard on his garden.
I don't consider it work. I enjoy it. Plus, it gives me a chance to spend time outside.
Adults are weird. They can do anything they want, but if they want to, I don't know, play in the yard, they won't do it unless they find an excuse.
I love Sarah's outlook on life.
Harold. Who's Harold?
Harold is the friendliest person you'll ever meet. He can go on for hours about the past.
He used to own the hardware store in town when I was a kid. They had a toy section that was only a few feet wide, but it felt like a full toy store to us kids.
You know, the way you're going on about the past makes you sound a little like Harold.
Well, I don't think I'm quite the storyteller Harold is. He really likes to go into detail.
That's true. He once told me a story about toilet paper that lasted for 20 minutes. It was a good story.
We've all heard that one. Harold likes to go on and on about how toilet paper rolls have gotten smaller and smaller over the years. So now you have to buy a 12-pack of toilet paper just to get the same amount of toilet paper that used to come in a 4-pack.
Okay.
He has a point. I mean, if they still made them like they used to, my grocery trips would be a lot easier.
Secretary. I don't know. Why am I thinking that they're not a
I've
real
known Janet for
family?
years. She's in my book
I
club.
don't know why,
play
but I
golf with her
don't
husband,
feel
Frank.
like they're
They're
a real
good people.
family.
Frank and Janet invited us up to their fishing cabin this weekend, but
Don't know what it
we
is.
had to turn them down.
We didn't want to be rude by declining, but fishing really isn't our cup of tea.
I just don't see how snatching another life form from their home could be fun. What did those poor fishies ever do to us?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel to me as if they're a real family. I don't know why. Hecklers.
The fact that hecklers are still a thing is proof that society is a failure. I don't know why we still allow them to exist. I have a good way of dealing with them, though. Whenever we get a heckler that's too bad, I mean, it's really bad, I motion to the other assistants and they notify the magician.
I have that feeling.
And
yeah, I don't know what it
They
is.
invite the heckler.
There's just
up
something
on
about
stage to
them that
help
just
us
doesn't
with
feel
our next
right.
act. So I bring out a specially made tall box, and the magician announces that he is going to make the heckler disappear. We put them in the box, we wrap the box up with chains, and we wheel it off stage. The audience loves it. They laugh, they clap, the heckler's never heard from again. Works great. Then backstage, I feed the heckler to my alligators. I don't have alligators.
I should hope not. Bloody hell.
The box only opens one way. I push it up against an exit door, and when the heckler opens it, they can only leave. I've gotten exactly 2 negative Yelp reviews. Worth it.
Society is a failure. That's what that is.
every aspect of our society has failed. Look at politics. We live in a democracy that is so divided, no matter who gets elected, half of the population is going to be miserable and angry. Families are divided, lifelong friendships are torn apart. We are so at odds right now that left and right Twix don't even come in the same package anymore.
Black market.
You can buy anything if you know where to look.
Mm.
I used to buy weed on the dark web before it was legal. I know there are people
least
who
she's
buy
open
fake
about it.
IDs on the internet. Anything. You can find it.
Fake IDs. I dare say a lot of people have fake IDs.
Oh, I never had a fake ID. I grew up in a small town. It would have been pointless. Everybody knew everybody else anyway.
True. They do
Really,
mine.
the only reason to have a fake ID is so that you can buy beer before you're old enough. And I don't drink.
Oh.
I did buy a lot of beer for other kids when I was in high school, though.
Huh?
I mean, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
I would buy the non-alcoholic beer,
Oh!
and then I would peel the labels off, and I printed my own, put something, generic and fancy sounding. And then, during study hall, I would just sell it at a drastic markup.
Oh, okay.
Nobody ever called me out on it. I don't think they ever figured it out. I even remember hearing some of the kids brag about how much beer they were able to consume.
Probably because there was no alcohol in it.
Oh, they must have been very shocked when they attended their first college party.
Oh no! Oops. Weed.
Oh, I know weed is legal now, but back before it was, everybody would smoke it anyway. It was just one of those crimes you never got in trouble for. Like speeding or practicing medicine without a license.
Oh dear. Oopsie. Cruise ship. I'd love to go on a cruise.
That
Really
was
would.
the most amazing job I've ever had.
Oh, I bet it was.
It was also the shortest.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the first time that we went out, we actually hit an iceberg and sank like the Titanic.
Oh god.
Some of the lifeboats got destroyed, but most people were able to get on one. The rest of us had to survive by climbing onto the iceberg.
Oh god. Iceberg. Oh my god, poor girl.
After the ship sank, there were over 80 of us stranded on the iceberg, and we had no way to call for help, no food, no water. So out of desperation, we took off our clothes and we tried to form a sail out of them, hoping that we could ride the iceberg to shore.
Okay. Sail?
The sail we made out of our clothes didn't end up working, and it didn't move the iceberg at all.
I
Actually,
think it
after
would.
an hour, it just blew away in the wind anyway.
Yeah.
So we were just left there, half naked and freezing.
Oh, great.
Luckily, a cargo ship came upon
Let's
us,
go on a
and
cruise.
they were able to rescue us from the iceberg.
Sounds like fun.
But we didn't speak their language, and they didn't speak English, so we couldn't explain to them why we were all half naked on an iceberg.
Where would you want to go
They
on a
dropped us
cruise?
off in Quebec after a very awkward trip.
Quebec. I don't know where I'd want to go, cruise-wise.
I don't know what happened to the other survivors. When we got to Quebec, we all just separated. Hitchhiking back to the United States from Canada was really unpleasant. Everyone only spoke French, and I was still half naked.
Oh no.
Luckily, someone did stop, and they had a pickup truck, so they let me sit in the back, and they stopped 20 miles from the New York border, which was great because I only had about a 6-hour walk back to the States.
Oh shit, 6-hour walk. Bloody hell. Yeah, something's not sitting right with these lot. Wherever the tide takes
Eleanor
us.
was a phone operator for most of her life.
Oh.
From what she says, there was a time when operators had to manually make phone calls go through. I can't even wrap my head around that.
I've known Eleanor for years. She organized the town's first bake sale, and she always had the best Christmas decorations every year when I was growing up.
Our town gets very into Christmas lights. Walking around and looking at all the decorated houses, it's a tradition for us.
I prefer driving around. It's a lot warmer.
Can't disagree with that. Sarah and I don't like the cold weather as much as Walter does.
Oh, I've always loved the winter. Playing outside in the snow is one of my favorite things growing up. I've made more than my fair share of snowmen.
I'm more of a summer girl.
Me too.
First bake sale.
When I was little, a tornado hit our town. 2 families lost their homes.
Oh no.
Gosh.
Language, honey.
Sorry, Daddy.
Eleanor hosted a bake sale to raise money for those families.
The bake sale turned into an annual event. They raise money for a new cause every year.
It's a really big deal. Everyone in town goes.
Alice actually runs the bake sale now. She took over for Eleanor when she retired.
Summer girl.
Walter likes the winter, but you will not catch me outside if there's snow on the ground.
We've never helped Daddy shovel snow once. We just stay inside with the heat cranked up.
Believe me, they more than make up for it in the summertime. I can't remember the last time I watered the lawn.
We do love finding excuses to work outside during the summer.
I'm starting a charity car wash. I already have a bunch of other girls signed up. We're starting on Memorial Day.
I love the car wash idea. There are always plenty of worthy charities that need the money.
Plus, it's a lot of fun. It's like getting to go to a water park for free.
Good selfishness.
Everyone talks about selfishness like it's some sort of sin. Selfishness is necessary. Everyone wants good-paying jobs. Want them to be in our country and not another country. That's selfish. Everyone wants those good-paying jobs to be in our city, not another city. That's selfish. I want those good-paying jobs to be mine, not someone else's. That's selfish. Selfishness is necessary for us to survive. The sale of human organs is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. And who do you think is taking those organs out of the people who lose them and putting them into the people who need them? I doubt it's someone practicing with a license. But I'm not doing it. I am not involved in that industry.
Sure.
I dabble in taxidermy, but I am not skilled enough to take a kidney out of someone and put it in someone else and have one of them live.
Oh, God. Taxidermy. Oh, God.
Taxidermy is a hobby of mine. Whenever I find a dead animal, I take it home and I stuff it.
Oh, God.
And then I save them, and when I have enough of them collected, I take them to dying children in the children's hospital. Because children love stuffed animals.
Okay. Hobby? Okay.
I think everyone should have hobbies. I like taxidermy and sensory deprivation. I
Okay.
made my own sensory deprivation tank once. I like to lie in it and be alone with my thought. It's very peaceful in there. I slept in it once. It's like sleeping in a coffin.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Dying children. My God. This woman, honestly.
I like to visit kids in the cancer ward. Yeah, I ask them to draw me a picture, and then I trade them for one of the stuffed animals. It makes them feel better to barter. No one wants to be pitied, just given stuff. Even kids dying of cancer. I save all the pictures they give me. They say that a piece of art at least doubles in value once the artist dies, and I'm sure
Oh,
their
God.
parents will pay top dollar in about a decade.
This woman, honestly. Hitchhiking.
I know they say you shouldn't hitchhike because
yeah,
it's
true.
dangerous, but the thing is, I've had a lot of luck hitchhiking over the years. The first time that I hitchhiked, I was going from Detroit to Albuquerque, and these 3 really nice dudes in a hippie van picked me up. It
Right.
turns out they were a traveling folk band, and they taught me how to drive so that I could drive down the highway while they were practicing in the back. It took a really long time to get to Albuquerque because they kept having to stop for shows, and we did have to camp in their van every night, but it was still great. You know, I've met my fair share of famous people over the year, but this was really cool because they were real musicians and we got to get pretty close. Also, by the time we got to Albuquerque, I was so good at driving that I passed my driver's test the first time.
Oh, wow. Famous people.
I met Orville Redenbacher at the airport once. It was awesome. He was in line trying to get his luggage, and I thought, should I approach him or should I not? You know, I imagine a famous popcorn magnate like that is probably constantly having groups of people swarming him trying to get his autograph. But anyway, I decided to go for it. So I went up to him and I said, I love your popcorn commercials. And he was really flattered and turned out to be a super nice guy. He even signed my cast. Anyway, that was in 1997. I found out later that he had actually died in 1995, so it couldn't have been him, but it was a really nice old man, and it was still a really fond memory.
Oh, no. Cast, yeah. What'd you do?
I broke my arm at the zoo.
Oh,
You know
God.
the signs that warn you not to feed the animals? Well,
But you did that
should
anyway?
really pay attention to those. I tripped over one, landed on the sidewalk, and broke my arm.
Oh,
It
God.
was okay, though, because I had an appointment at the hospital later that day anyway, so I just had my doctor fix my arm then.
Oh, my God. This woman. Hospital.
Oh, I've been to the hospital a lot.
Same
I
here.
tend to get hurt pretty easily. You know, I've had so many x-rays and MRIs. I'm surprised I don't have superpowers.
Wow. X-ray. This poor woman.
I've broken a few bones over the years. I've been in all kinds of accidents.
Oh,
A
God.
hunting accident, a skydiving accident, normal stuff like that.
Normal? That's it, really? Hunting accident. Oh, my goodness.
I broke my leg hunting. I was sitting in a tree with my friend and we had a few drinks and she told a really funny joke. Anyway, I was laughing so hard that I lost my balance and I actually fell out of the tree right on an 8-point buck.
Oh,
They still gave me credit for the kill.
okay. Skydiving accident. Oh my god, this poor woman, seriously.
When you see people parachuting on TV and in movies, it seems like they're being gently lowered onto the ground like a feather. But I am here to tell you that is not the case. Even with the parachute, you're actually falling really fast and impact can be really rough. I found that out the hard way. I was walking around and a skydiver landed right on top of me.
Oh,
Actually
God.
broke my arm in 2 places and gave me a concussion.
Oh god.
I never saw the skydiver again, which is too bad because I'll never have a chance to thank them.
Thank the skydiver.
Well, if it weren't for them landing on me, I wouldn't have gotten a concussion, so I wouldn't have gone to the hospital, and they wouldn't have given me an MRI, so I never would have found my brain tumor.
Oh,
They say there's nothing they can do for me, but at least now I know I only have 3 or 4 months left to live, so I can start checking things off my bucket
okay,
list.
so she's not really the best candidate for the hotel. Let's face it. Yeah, 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 I'm gonna have to tell him that. Yeah.
That poor woman never
Luck
catches
is
a break,
fleeting.
does she? I don't
Determine
suppose it
whether or
would be
not
logical
Mallory
to
is
leave a
worthy
hotel for someone
candidate.
who's not going to be alive much longer than I am.
So after all that poor woman. Oh my god, the luck. She did not have much luck at all, did she? Bless her. My goodness.
I do crocheting and knitting. I make clothes and blankets that I donate to local homeless shelters.
We used to just donate money, but there are just too many people in need. There's never enough money to go around, and winters get very cold in Utah.
And since we're able to buy fabric in bulk, we're able to donate 5 or 6 times as many supplies as we could otherwise.
The hats she makes are really nice too. They're so much more comfortable than anything you can buy at a store.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Water park.
I love water parks. One of my favorite things about living in Utah is that we have so many of them.
I'm a bit of a water slide enthusiast myself.
I'm not really into the water slides. My favorite part is the lazy river.
I think Sarah's favorite part is all the attention she gets from boys when she gets to wear her bathing suit.
That's nice too, but I've always loved water parks. My parents used to take me all the time when I was growing up.
My favorite ride is the one where you have to cross a bunch of lily pads while holding on to the rope.
Walter always makes it across, though. I mean, that defeats the purpose. You're supposed to fall in. What's the point of going to a water park if you're not going to get wet?
I like the challenge. It's hard to get across. Plus, my feet get wet.
I don't think he gets it.
So, yeah, exactly. Zara's parents. Wouldn't she just say, my mum and dad? Like, yeah, what's going on there? Seriously. This doesn't feel right.
My mom and dad live just a few blocks away from us, so I get to see them all the time.
Oh, did you think Sarah was our daughter?
Yeah.
We get that a lot.
I just don't understand why so many people think we're related. I don't see the resemblance.
Yeah, Sarah and I aren't related, but we are married to the same daddy.
We met Sarah when she was 18 and fell in love right away. She became my second wife 6 months later.
Well,
No
I could never live
way.
up to his first wife, though. Alice is amazing.
Oh, Sarah's just being modest. She is an incredible
I thought they were her. No,
She's a
no,
cracker
no,
jack in
what?
the
No.
bedroom as well.
That's
Okay,
just because
now I
had
know.
such a great teacher.
Oh, well, Sarah's the real
Now I
teacher.
know.
Did you know that you could use your feet in the bedroom? We had never heard of such a thing, but Sarah showed us, and now, by golly, Walter can't get enough of it.
And don't forget the thing you do that
I
Alice
knew
does.
it.
I have no idea how she comes up with these things.
Well, I didn't invent them. I learned them on the internet.
Well, the internet doesn't seem that bad. Maybe we should think about getting a computer.
Can we, Daddy, please?
Yeah, Sarah isn't Walter's daughter, she's his wife. So is Alice. Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, I did not see that coming. I mean, I only considered Sarah because, well, she seemed like such a sweet, wholesome girl.
Is anyone going to get
I
the
had no idea
inheritance
she
of
was
this?
married to an older
this
man who
hotel?
already had a wife. I don't know what to think about that.
No, neither do I. Neither do I. Seriously. Huh.
People don't barter enough these days. They don't haggle enough either. For instance, if someone has a poster for a lost pet and they offer a $100 reward, now in my experience, most people would just take the $100 and be happy. I try to haggle a little. I'll go for at least $150. I mean, no one posts their best offer on a flyer that's going on a telephone pole. Yeah. I return lost pets to their owners as a side hustle. See, whenever I see a flyer that has a reward offered and a phone number, I take it down. And then I post the flyer with my phone number and I offer half the reward. Then someone else finds the pet, returns it to me. Then I do a nice little markup, call the original phone number, and reunite the pet with its parent for a profit.
Okay.
Does very well.
Okay. Okie dokie. Sleeping in a coffin. Yeah. What the actual?
Have you ever tried sleeping in a coffin?
No. No way.
It's relaxing. It's cozy. cozy. There's extra layers of noise
Whatever,
insulation in case
you
you have
know,
loud neighbors.
you fancy,
I slept
you know.
in one back when I had college
I wouldn't do
roommates.
it. College, okay.
Oh, I didn't actually go to college, but I lived in student housing after high school.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't actually have to be a student to live there. I hated having roommates, but it's all I could afford.
Oh,
I bought
dear.
my own place as soon as I could, but they kicked me out.
Oh, God. What did you do? Kicked out. Yeah, what did you do?
I bought a burial plot.
Oh.
No one told me I wasn't allowed to move in until I was dead. That is a stupid rule. I should have sued them. But they agreed to give me my money back as long as I took my coffin and left.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, my God, this lot. Seriously, where did he find them? Seriously.
High school is awful. I mean, you undergo years of traumatic experiences, and then when you finally escape, they invite you back for a reunion.
Oh.
So that you can go spend more time with the same people who made your childhood traumatic. I don't understand it. Do survivors of other traumatic experiences have reunions? I mean, do people who lived through a plane crash get together and reminisce about the turbulence they experienced before it all went pear-shaped?
Huh. This woman hates everything and everyone.
I don't understand reunions or nostalgia in general. People cling to the past like it was the best part of their lives. But do you know what most people spent most of the past doing? Waiting for the future to come so their miserable lives would improve. Really makes no sense to me. I don't live in the past.
My goodness.
I look to the future. I am so ready to be in the future. The second my contract is up, I am out of here. I am retiring to someplace very far away with very few people, and I am never going to think about Las Vegas again.
Okay.
Can't wait for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what the future holds, because I'm done here.
Oh, okay. Ashley's retiring. She wants nothing to do with Las Vegas.
That's surprising. I would have thought she'd be more emotionally invested in the Bellflower after running her magic act here for so long. I guess I must have misjudged her.
What are you going to do with your hotel? Exactly. What is the poor bloke who is terminally ill now going to do with his hotel? Seriously. This poor bloke, seriously.
Well, all 4 candidates have potential problems.
Oh,
But
you
someone
think?
has to take over the hotel. I don't have any more potential heirs, and I've run out of time to keep searching. Now, you've spoken to all of them. Who do you recommend?
Oh, shit. Right, okay. Okay, guys. Help me out here. Should I leave it to Ashley, Mallory, Sarah, or Becca and Todd that aren't actually together? I have no idea. Ashley, I'm not quite sure if that's gonna work. Because she's not a people person. Mallory, bless her, just has the worst luck in the world. I'm not sure about Sarah. But Becca and Todd, definitely a no-no. That is a no-no for definite. So I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, Ashley's just not a people person. She's really not. Mallory, really? Why? That poor girl has just had the worst luck ever. Yeah, I don't know. But like you said, he has to leave it to somebody. No, he's chosen those candidates. And he has to leave it with one of them. He has to. I now have to choose. Great. See how long she won't die. Oh my god. Really? No way. She's broken so many bones. She's hijacked to loads of different places. She's been arrested. Do you know what I mean? It's that poor girl, seriously. She buried a dog and then tried to pass it off as the actual dog as well. My god. Yeah. I just don't know. I thought though, see how long she won't die. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to do. It's either gonna be Mallory or Sarah, I reckon. It all depends on what you guys think. I need your help. Yeah. Yeah, but I knew it though. I knew that was not an actual family. I didn't quite know what the situation was, but I knew that wasn't a proper family. Yeah, that was just... I don't have a recommendation. You know my answer. Mallory, yeah? Okay. Okay,
I thought you said she had an untreatable brain tumor.
exactly. Think you forgot about that, didn't you, dear? We don't know how long she's going to last. But then, why does he want to make sure she lives comfortably for the rest of her life when he's going through the same thing? He's terminally ill as well. I guess second one.
You're right. I should know better than anyone what it's like to have a terminal condition. I've been struggling with mine for some time, and I have a privileged life. I can't imagine how hard this must be for Mallory. If inheriting my estate gives her the life that she deserves, even if it's a short one, then all the better for my legacy. If she can move into the hotel right away, then I can spend the rest of the time I have teaching her how to run the hotel successfully. Well, she loves staying here so much now. I expect she'll be delighted by the idea. And you're the one that gave her the opportunity, so...
Do I get to tell her?
I think it's only fair that you are the one that gives her the good news.
Yay! Oh yeah, she thinks it was an interview for a book. I forgot about that. Alright, let's do this.
Oh, it's no problem. How's your book coming along?
There is no book. Sorry. There you go, there is no book. Mr. Davenport is dying. He asked me to interview select people he was considering leaving this resort to in his will. The book was just a cover.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. You really shouldn't lie to people. I learned that the hard way.
I know, I apologise. There you go. I apologise for deceiving you. I have good news. Mr. Davenport is leaving the resort to you. He wants you to take over as the owner once he passes. Okay.
That's unbelievably nice of him, and I'm so flattered.
Is she gonna say no?
And I'm sorry that he's not going to be with us anymore, but I want to help him as much as I can. The thing is, I have no experience in a hotel, so I'm not sure I'm right for the job.
Mr. Davenport doesn't have much time left. He'd like you live here in one of the suites until he passes. He wants to use the time he has left to teach you everything you need to know to run this place successfully. Are you interested? I hope so.
That sounds like an incredible opportunity, and I really love the idea of staying here. But the truth is, I'm not going to be around for much longer than Mr. Davenport. I have a brain tumor, and I only have 3 or 4 months left to live, so maybe it'd be in his best interest to find someone who can be here longer term.
He knows about your tumor. He thinks you're the perfect person to take over the hotel. He also wants to make sure the time you have left is pleasant. How long do your doctors say you have? Oh, I'm dreading this. Although it's just said.
They say that
Surely.
untreated I have about 3 or 4 months left to live. 4 months if I'm lucky, but I never am, so probably 3 months.
She has the worst luck in the world. Untreated.
There is a treatment, but honestly, there might as well not be. They say that it's early enough where they could probably remove the whole thing, but it would cost $40,000. And there's no chance of me finding $40,000. I mean, I've never known anyone who could spend $40,000 on something.
You only need 40,000 to get your tumor treated. This place brings in twice that much every day. Let's go talk to Mr. Davenport. I'm certain he'll help you. Oh, you never know.
Are you serious? I don't even know what to say. That's incredible. I didn't know anyone had that kind of money. Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Okay. That Mallory made a full recovery. Following the removal of her tumor, she inherited the Bellflower a month later and went on to enjoy the finer things in life while successfully running. Oh, bless her. Oh, I'm happy with that outcome. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, bless. Aww. Ooh, what's she got there? The end. I'm glad that was a happy ending. I'm just so glad that good choice. Yeah, it was indeed. Wow, that's very different. I will say that. But yeah, in the end, it was a good choice to make. Well, yeah, because let's face it, Ashley, she just wasn't like the most enthusiastic person ever. She hates people. She hates everything and anything and everything really. So that was a no-no. So yeah. But yeah, I'm happy with the outcome. I really am. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And thank you, Cornish, for recommending this game to me. I appreciate it. I think you made the right choice. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely the right decision, I think. Amazing stream as always, babe. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for recommending this to me, Cornish. I appreciate that. I enjoyed it. And I'm just glad that it was a happy outcome. I really am. Yeah, I really am. You're welcome. Good choice of game, Cornish. Well, you know I like these sort of games, don't you? Right, who can I send you guys to? Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, let's have a look, shall we? I shall take you to Paragon's domain. Have I done this right, guys? Should have done. Um. Is it showing that it's raiding at all? Guys, is it showing that I'm raiding?